It is very hard for those officers on field duty to establish separate establishments for their family and for their children. And I would separately appeal to the finance minister to see that the family allowances may be restored to those of officers who are on field duty. Full stop paragraph. Economy in army could be affected in other ways. There is scope for more efficient operation of defense industries which process seems slow, and by purchase policy of utilizing goods and stores indigenously manufactured. Preference should be given to country-made war materials such as could be produced here and they would be cheaper than foreign made goods. I may also suggest that the armed forces who are not on field service or under any operations commitments could be utilized for given military training to the youths in schools and colleges, which would teach discipline and loyalty. The university authorities should make military training as part of their compulsory education, just as they have adopted society, domestic, and political sciences. The National Cadet Corps is already inculcating military training in some universities such as Bombay and Kolkata. But if military training is made compulsory for our universal students, it will go a long way. Full stop paragraph. Sir, the Essential Commodities Act was passed 5 years ago, and when the minister yesterday come with an amending bill, we accepted that he could give us a brief report on the working of these measures for the last few years, but unfortunately we are kept in the dark in regard to the exact working of the act and the nature of the difficulties the ministry is facing. Sir, as far as I know, may of the prevention of this enactment have been observed more and violation by his agents at the state level. The food ministry may be very earnest, must be very able, and may be very anxious to see that the various provisions of the act are implemented in the most effective manner at the state level, but unfortunately his against the at the state level are not equally enthusiastic or equally anxious to observe the preventions of this enactment. The most important objectives of this enactment are to control to supply and distributions of commodities and to maintain a stable price level. In regard to both these aspects, I am afraid that the government has failed to realize the objectives in view. Some time past when there was scarcity of food grains, attempts were made to make procurements from certain wholesale merchants and from rice mills in my own state. I know of my instance of such procurement where after making now that certain things had to be done and certain steps had to be taken by the merchant community, nothing was done later on by the government when they found that these very orders of the government were violated. As a result of the violation, there was a consequent rise in the prices of food grains in respect of other commodities like iron and steel, paper, etc. We see speculative activities, but the provisions of the act has not been brought to bear on them. Perhaps no case of prosecution was launched against those people who contravened the various provisions of the Act. We are interested to know in how many cases the government have been taken steps to prosecute individuals who have violated the various sections of the Act. The ministry said that the power under the Act were not adequate. We empathize with the Food Ministry, but I want to know what action has been taken in this regard by the various state governments. Full stop.